Stealth fighter, is it really invincible? Pentagon says this is how to catch stealth. The US Pentagon is developing a doctrine for engaging stealth aircraft using infrared search and track devices. However, IRST has several limitations, and tactics are being developed to find and intercept stealth fighters using various auxiliary means that can compensate for these limitations. Let's take a look at what could be the limitations of IRST through a summary of an article published in the US Business Insider and see what means can be used to supplement the limitations of IRST. The original article is displayed in yellow letters. The US has spent decades and hundreds of billions of dollars on developing fifth-generation, low-observable aircraft such as the F-22 and F-35. But recently, a couple of thermal images have cast doubt on whether or not these planes are actually as invincible as they claim to be. At the Royal International Air Show in England last month, a EC-135 Eurocopter took a detailed thermal image of an F-22 which looked like a big, juicy $150 million target. In mid-August, a Sapphire 380 HDC imaging system developed by FLAW showed the $100 million F-35B clearly. Both of these planes have done a great job of limiting their visibility to traditional radars, but these images show that thermal imaging can be a real threat. According to Justin Bronk, a research fellow specializing in combat air power at the Royal United Service Institute, infrared search and track systems have proliferated to modern air forces the world over. IRST looks for temperature differences using liquid hydrogen or nitrogen to cool the sensor to extremely low temperatures, which provides a contrast to the outside. Then, it relies on the fact that the air is very cold at high altitude and any fighter airframe moving through the air at several hundred knots, or particularly supersonic, heats up a lot, so temperature difference is huge, Bronk told Business Insider. Furthermore, the last decade or so, phenomenal improvement in computing power in algorithm, meaning that IRST systems can now filter out false positives and do an excellent job of passively scanning the skies for large, hot, and fast-moving targets. A more serious problem is that the radar-absorbing materials coated on stealth fighters have the property of heating up easily, so even if the jet fighter's exhaust gas is well hidden, the heated radar-absorbing materials are easily detected by infrared detection devices. But even if the Eurofighter Typhoon has the world's best performing IRST, it is never easy to detect the F-35 in an actual battlefield, because there is no way to know where to look for the stealth aircraft in that vast sky. First off, there is an enormous amount of clutter and all sort of Air Force missile threats in any contested environment. Secondly, IRST is hugely affected by weather. But even on a good day, looking for fifth-generation aircraft in the open skies with IRST is like looking through a drinking straw, said Bronk. Meanwhile, stealth is only one strength of fifth-generation aircraft. The situational awareness of an F-35 or F-22 represents another, arguably more important asset. Stealth makes it difficult to find the plane, but mainly grants freedom of movement, said Bronk. Using that freedom, the fifth-generation planes can choose to avoid enemy, engage enemy, or position themselves in an engagement on their terms. So, while the legacy aircraft of other nations can scan the skies through a drinking straw. The US 5th generations can sense a drop of blood miles out like a shark. This means that it can sensitively detect enemy traces from afar and end the situation with long-range air-to-air missiles. An article from Business Insider in the US shows how 5th generation stealth fighters like the F-22 and F-35 fight. The stealth capabilities of 5th generation fighters, which are rarely detected by radar, are scary, but we can also see that they are not invincible. The stealth capabilities of 5th generation fighters are effective only until radio silence is maintained and before an attack begins. From the moment of attack, enemies also pinpoint the location of the stealth fighter. The AESA radar using ultra-short wave frequencies in the 300 to 3000 MHz band and IRST are representative stealth detection means. However, in the case of IRST, there are disadvantages in that it is greatly affected by the weather and the detection range that can be scanned at once is too narrow. Therefore, the most important prerequisite is to know where to look in the skies. There are two solutions the Pentagon is proposing. One is that how to utilize the superior data link capabilities of 4.5 generation fighters, and the other is how to utilize AWACS. If 4.5 generation fighters with modern data links are gathered enough, it is likely that the data link capability will allow them to share IRST search data, allowing them to locate stealth fighters more quickly and accurately. In addition, the biggest feature of the E-2D Hawkeye operated by US Navy is that it is equipped with the ANAPY-9 AESA radar with a detection radius of 560 km using the UHF band. Most stealth fighters, such as the F-22 and F-35, are developed to evade S-band radars that use the 2 to 4 GHz band and X-band radars that use the 8 to 12 GHz band. It has the characteristic of being rather vulnerable to ultra-short-wave UHF radar in the 300 to 3000 MHz band. Therefore, if the E-2D early warning aircraft detects the presence of a stealth aircraft within a radius of 560 km, it transmits the approximate location to 4.5 generation fighters equipped with advanced IRSTs. And focuses on searching that area with infrared sensors, meaning that even a stealth fighter is likely to be found. That's why US, which has to deal with China's J-20, tried to develop AESA radar in the UHF band, and Japan is also rushing to acquire the E-2D. On the other hand, there may be a criticism that IRST using infrared sensors can only determine the approximate location. But it is difficult to determine the exact location to launch long-range air-to-air missile. However, according to a report by the US military magazine War Zone on August 10, 2021, the US Air Force succeeded in measuring the location and distance of an enemy aircraft using triangulation by two F-15Cs equipped with the same Legion pod. It was reported that the guidance information obtained was successfully transmitted to the AIM-120 UMNOM via data link using the APG-63B3 AESA radar also mounted on the F-15C. A new era has begun for infrared surveillance and tracking equipment. Thank you for watching Kevin's Military Channel, KKMD.